Next we have Ned Harvey from Digital Gaia, and Ned's going to be talking to us about natural intelligence for planetary regeneration. I don't know about you, but I'm excited just from that sentence. Let's give him a welcome.
Okay. Hi, everybody. My name is Ned Harvey. I have a reputation for trying to do the impossible. And so for the next 5 minutes, we're going to go on a journey into the impossible. I spent 15 years at Rocky Mountain Institute working all over the world trying to decarbonize and drive energy transition and climate transition in the biggest industries of the world. And I can tell you, it's surprising. There's no lack of ambition, money, and talent trying to solve the problem. A little bit ahead of myself there. Sadly, I don't have much to show for all that, though. We are spending 5x less than we need to on climate solutions. What we are spending on climate and carbon markets are not driving impact at scale or innovation. And thousands of people are locked out of the room who have great ideas. The real problem is that in order to make this work, we have to drive change in places that there are no incentives to change behaviors. And that doesn't work. What is the problem is that we have this plan right now where we try to take top-down solutions created by the elites in negotiations and put them through markets that are driven by self-interest. That's not a formula that works. For a market to work, we have to have the ability to trade value. That means that we have to be able to measure and exchange value. That means we have to have standards, rules, and police to enforce the rules. We do not have that today. The current markets have incredibly balkanized standards. Anybody can create a standard, and if people believe it, they can stick with it. The regulations are all over the place, and the police, they're special interests. They come at you because they don't like what you're doing with their own data and their own judgment. The other big problem is we got a crappy metric. CO2 is a terrible metric. If you want a market to work, you have to have something that's fungible. Carbon emitted today is not the same as carbon emitted tomorrow. Carbon emitted there is not the same as carbon emitted over there. So we've built a house of cards that is crumbling on top of us. There's $800 billion going into carbon markets, and it's not making impact. That's a huge problem. So what do we do about it? I suggest we have examples all around us. We used to get hotel rooms from big companies selling hotel rooms. Now our neighbors can provide us hotel rooms and making money doing it. We used to go to the movies to see things, and now anybody can create a cat video. And who knew? They can make money doing it, and it's good for us. So what if we flip the script? What if we actually took this network of people that's already working on it and add all those disenfranchised people that know what to do where they live, and we asked them to do it? And we gave agency to the disenfranchised and nature itself to help drive the plan. Academics call, when people come together as individuals but act collectively, a supermind. I suggest that we have a supermind we can tap in today. We just got to figure out how to do it. We have an incredible network of people out there already working. And now we can add machines and AI to that to super boost the supermind that's out there. When we add intelligence to that network, we can actually come up with a smarter system that is far smarter than any individual humans can be. All we need to do is give it some ability to act in the world. And we can do that by figuring out what the options are, figuring out the best options to take, figuring out they're working by sensing the world, remembering what we did, and learning all along the way. So I posit that if we can build a network from the bottom up that's able to cut through all the crap and tell us what's actually going on in the world, help us figure out what to do and where to do it, help us figure out if it's working, and then learn and improve along the way, we can bring nature into the conversation. A network, an Uber for nature, it can harness the database of actions to take. It can harness and deploy the money back into the system to get people to incent people to take behavior. And it can print proof of impact, which is the currency that we need. This slide, noisy as hell. Just think of it this way. Everybody puts into the system and everybody takes out. When it succeeds, it floats all boats. When there's failure, the individual's protected. What we need in the end is a flywheel where proof of impact, performance, drives carbon markets. Carbon markets drive investment, investment drives projects, and the whole thing goes around. If we can have a performance-based system built from the bottoms up, we can win. What's at stake? Trillions of dollars. There's 50 billion that's going to go into the carbon markets by 2030 if the thing doesn't crater. There's another 40 billion a year, or no, 50 trillion that needs to go into infrastructure, and there's $50 trillion a year in ecosystem services that we should be paying for. And lastly, why does it matter? You tell me. Do we have a planet? Do we have a civilization and society? No. So let's tap natural intelligence and drive planetary regeneration.